All right. Good evening, everyone. We are kicking off our severe weather coverage across the northern plains here on this Tuesday, June 9th, 2026. And let me go ahead and jump into what we are looking at currently. As wanted to give everyone a couple of minutes here to jump on with us and jump in here, and we are going to be with you guys for quite a while. We have a very big time severe weather setup tonight across the northern plains. So let's go ahead, and I wanted to firstly go over the big picture of what we're seeing. So across the northern plains tonight, we have seen severe weather across North Dakota, Nebraska, western and central South Dakota. Even up in Canada, there was a tornado up in Canada, up in Manitoba, up near the Winnipeg area earlier tonight. That's actually been where the only confirmed tornado of the day has been. There's been a couple of tornado warnings up in North Dakota, up near the Minot area, and there also was a tornado warning earlier that we covered down in Nebraska, south of Kearney. Other than that, though, thankfully, as of 9:30, the tornado threat has been pretty low. We haven't really seen much tornadic activity. It's mainly been the strong damaging wind threat with the hail threat, and we've had a lot of severe weather, a lot of severe thunderstorms that have pushed through, again, Nebraska and North Dakota, some of it in South Dakota as well. So let's go ahead and I wanted to show you guys firstly what we are looking at right now, the big picture. So we have this line of thunderstorms and severe weather all the way from North Dakota from central North Dakota into central South Dakota and then into Nebraska. And this line segment right here it's all along a line segment, and it is continuing to move in a northeasterly direction. So this activity up here moving northeast. This activity in central South Dakota, moving northeast. This activity down here in Nebraska, this is moving northeast. So this is what we got to look out for the Sioux Falls area, because this activity down in Nebraska is going to be moving towards the Sioux Falls area tonight, and that's what we got to look out for. So we have this area of severe thunderstorms across Nebraska that's going to continue to push northeastward towards the Sioux Falls area tonight. And again, we're still looking around that midnight time frame for Sioux Falls. And then again, this activity here in central South Dakota is going to be making its way up towards the Aberdeen and Watertown areas. And as a result, they went ahead and issued a severe thunderstorm watch. That area in that peach color, severe thunderstorm watch now issued until 4 a.m. Central. That was just issued just moments ago. We have the areas in dark red. That is where we have the tornado watches that are posted and continuing for central North Dakota, central and eastern South Dakota, and then into central Nebraska until midnight. But then we had an extension of the tornado watch farther east, and that includes the Sioux Falls area. So Sioux Falls, we're now in a tornado watch until 3 a.m. Central. So we need to be on high alert here. We need to be weather aware. We need to have a safety plan in place and need to be weather aware. Make sure and have a way to look at a radar, also having a way to receive watches and, well, more specifically, the severe weather warnings. Have a way to receive the tornado warnings if they're issued, severe thunderstorm warnings, and flash flood warnings. And again, our new weather call system, that's where you're going to find that. It is a system for only $15. It's only a one-time fee, and again, you get life-saving phone calls from us alerting you of these warnings. If they are issued for your immediate area, you will get notified. You'll get a phone call. So that is the big picture of what we are seeing. We are seeing this line of severe weather from Canada down through Nebraska that is going to continue to push northeastward, and it will be impacting areas east of where we're seeing this line segment. In other words, this is also called a derecho event. Basically what it means is it's In simple terms, it is a long-lived, long-lasting wall of wind, line of strong winds, and embedded tornado spin-ups. And you can also get large hail as well. That makes up a lot of distance, and also it's very wide. And so we are looking at a full-on derecho type event for this severe weather event. Now, just as I was just talking just a moment ago, we did get a new tornado warning just issued, and that is up in North Dakota. That is, I'll get to that here in just a moment. So that is the big picture of what we are seeing here this evening, or the rest of tonight into the overnight hours. So it is very important that you stay weather aware, and if you are going to bed, make sure that you are ready in case you get under severe weather. Make sure you have a safety plan in place. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the current severe weather that we are seeing. So let me start up with that. Up here in Canada, just wanted to mention this. There's been tornado warnings up in the Winnipeg area in Manitoba. So I thought that was very interesting. If you have any folks up in that direction, you might want to let them know. But we do have a new tornado warning. This is up in North Dakota. This is west of Devil's Lake. And here it is right here. Very strong thunderstorm here with a, again, tornado warning now in effect. And let me go ahead and read this off for you guys. So, new tornado warning, radar indicated tornado. This is in western Benson County in North Dakota. Now in effect until 10:15 p.m. Central. This tornadic thunderstorm is moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Radar indicated tornado there. So, locations include Leeds, Maddock, Esmond, Harlow, Brinsmade, and Flora areas in North Dakota. So it does say here as well, you want to take cover, you want to move to a basement or interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, avoiding windows. If you are outdoors in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest shelter, protect yourself from flying debris. Tornadoes are extremely difficult to see and confirm at night. Do not wait to see or hear the tornado. Take cover now. That's the latest wording on this tornado warned storm just west of Devil's Lake. We do have other severe thunderstorm warnings across North Dakota in the yellow boxes. Real quick, I wanted to go back here. Let me take a look at the velocity and see if we can see anything. And let's see. I'm not really seeing much. But if we were to see, if there were to be a tornado, it would likely be in this spot here near the Isabel and Esmond areas. When you get kind of a little bit of a hook there that shows up a little, it's almost like a little curly cue there. Anytime you get that signature on radar, usually that's an indication of rotation. So we'll keep an eye out for that. But that is currently what we are seeing on that tornadic thunderstorm. Otherwise, again, we have numerous other severe thunderstorm warnings across North Dakota and Canada. Now, let's go down here into South Dakota. And what we are seeing right now on the South Dakota side of things is this line of thunderstorms and severe weather across central South Dakota. And again, this is pushing in a northeasterly direction. So for our Aberdeen viewers, Aberdeen right here, you guys need to be weather aware and need to be on alert here. This line is not going anywhere. This thing is only going to continue and push northeastward. So the Aberdeen area, over the next couple of hours, we're going to be seeing severe weather. Pierre, we already experienced a severe thunderstorm. Just came through the Pierre area. We saw a Pierre was underneath of a severe thunderstorm warning. And so Pierre, at this point, we are past the worst part of the storm, but you guys are almost done. You're going to continue to see some rain and thunderstorm activity, but the severe weather is over for the Pierre area. So also, anywhere west of Pierre, we're in the clear. We are done with severe weather. Anywhere points west of Pierre. So essentially, all of West River, essentially, is what we're looking at. Is we're done. So pretty much all of West River is done with the severe weather. Now, this down here into Nebraska is something we really need to keep an eye on. Because again, this is what is going to be impacting southeastern South Dakota. These areas later tonight is going to be under the gun by this activity down here in Nebraska. So this activity here, it's going to be moving in a northeasterly direction towards the Sioux Falls area. So again, that is what we are looking at for tonight. And so that is why we are going to be keeping a very close eye on the weather down in Nebraska. So let me go back to that severe thunderstorm that's in central South Dakota here. And then we'll run through the warnings on the Nebraska side of things. Severe thunderstorm warning just east of Pierre. This is for Blunt, Harold, and Stephan, South Dakota. Let me go ahead and read this off for you. New severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Sully, Hyde, and Hughes counties in South Dakota until 10:30 p.m. Central. This severe thunderstorm warning is moving northeast at 20 miles per hour. So as of right now, it is not moving very fast. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail is the threats with this storm. So very strong storm. Just east of Pierre, moving into a couple of small communities here in South Dakota. So again, if you live in Blunt, Harold, or Stephan, South Dakota, we need you to be in your safe spot seeking shelter. And if we look and see if there's any rotation on this, I don't see much there. So I don't see any rotation with that. But we will continue to watch that one very closely. All right, down into Nebraska. Let me go ahead here and let's take a look at what we're seeing. We have numerous severe thunderstorms down here in Nebraska. All right, so let's start west to east here. We're going to start with this one over Halsey, Nebraska. Severe thunderstorm warning in place here. Thunderstorm damage threat is considerable. So severe thunderstorm warning here in effect for Blaine and Thomas counties in Nebraska until 10 p.m. Central. And this storm is moving northeast at 45. We're looking at golf ball sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds with this. So again, damage threat is considerable with this. And then farther east here, over Dunning and Brewster, Nebraska. Severe thunderstorm warning in place here. And this is for Rock, Loop, Brown, Custer, and Blaine counties in Nebraska, also until 10 p.m. Central. This severe thunderstorm is moving northeast at 45 miles per hour, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and quarter-sized hail with this storm. So very strong storm there, just east of Thedford. And then farther east here, we have this severe thunderstorm warning here in effect for Loop, Garfield, and Wheeler counties in Nebraska until 10 p.m. Central. This severe thunderstorm is moving northeast at 40 miles per hour, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and nickel-sized hail with this storm. So that one is in a pretty rural area, but it is north of Burwell, Nebraska. And then this one, this is a pretty big warning box here. And this is, in effect, severe thunderstorm warning in effect here. This is for Rock, Loop, Garfield, Holt, and Wheeler counties in Nebraska until 10:15 p.m. Central. Moving north at 55 miles per hour. So it's moving fast-moving system here, and it's moving straight north. Found that very interesting. We're looking at 60-mile-per-hour winds and nickel-sized hail with this storm, with this line of severe weather. So O'Neill, Nebraska is included, as well as Emmett, Atkinson, Stewart, Newport, Bassett, Paddock areas, Chambers, all of those communities in Nebraska. We are seeing the severe thunderstorm in effect. And then farther south and east, we have one other one here near Columbus, just west of Omaha. Severe thunderstorm warning just southeast of Columbus. That's right here. And this is for Colfax and Butler counties in Nebraska until 10:15 p.m. Central for the severe thunderstorm moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. 60 mile per hour wind gusts is the threat with this storm. So right now it's over David City, Nebraska. So that area as well, we're seeing a severe thunderstorm. New severe thunderstorm warning in Nebraska. This is for Norfolk, Nebraska. So Norfolk, Nebraska, we now have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect. It's right here. If you are in Norfolk, Nebraska, we need you to be in your safe spot, seeking shelter immediately in your storm shelter. We do have a severe thunderstorm now in effect. And this is for Madison, Wayne, Pierce, and Stanton counties in Nebraska, now until 10:30 p.m. Central, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. As of right now, this is a supercell that's all by itself, and that's not a good thing because that increases the chance for a tornado. That's why we have the tornado watch in place. So right now, 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail is the threats with this storm. So that currently is what we do have going on with the current severe weather across the region, across North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska. Want to look at the rotation real quick and see if we can see anything on this. And I do not see any rotation. So as of right now, we're not seeing any tornado threat with this cell, but again, severe thunderstorm here located over Norfolk, Nebraska. And again, this is moving northeast and it's moving towards Carroll and it's moving towards Wayne, Nebraska. So if you're in Wayne, we also need you to be in your safe spot immediately. Same thing with Windside and Carroll and Shoals, Nebraska and Hadar. We need you to be in your safe spot, seeking shelter here. So again, this activity right here is going to form a line and move northeastward over the rest of the night. So this activity is what we need to watch very closely that could impact the Sioux Falls area tonight after around and after the midnight hour. Let's go back and take a look at this one. The severe thunderstorm warning that was out here has been allowed to expire. So that one's gone. Looking at the velocity on this storm, we're not really seeing rotation with this. And this is again over Blunt, Harold, and Stefan, South Dakota. We are seeing a pretty good hail core, and that is the purple colors there on the radar indicating large hail. And if we go ahead and take a look at our hail product, there it is. So we are seeing that hail right there. That is our area that we're seeing the large hail. And that's just east of Pierre. And this again is moving northeast. So if you're in, again, Blunt, Harold, and Stefan, South Dakota, we need you to be seeking shelter immediately for large hail and strong winds with this storm. All right, let me go ahead now and take a look at the latest forecast models. We did get the new HRRR model run to come out here, and I wanted to go ahead and show you guys what we can expect here over the rest of the night, looking at the visual of what we can expect. Also, real quick, before we do that, wanted to go ahead and just briefly mention this, looking at the temperatures. It is still very warm out there. It was a hot day out there today. We had temperatures in the 80s and 90s across the region. So daytime highs in the 90s. We had dew points in the upper 60s to low 70s. So, you know, anytime you get that, I mean, really it's not a surprise that we're seeing severe weather and that we're going to be seeing severe weather with this kind of setup with the front. We're looking at, again, we're still at this time, we're coming up on 10 o'clock here, and we're still seeing temperatures in the upper 80s to low 90s. We're still at 91 degrees in Pierre, and we're at 90 degrees in Huron. So, yeah, it is still very warm out there this evening. And Sioux Falls coming in at 87 degrees. So, yeah, no surprise here that we are going to be, I mean, it is warm and muggy and juicy out there. The atmosphere is primed for severe weather for tonight. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the latest forecast model here. And let's see what we can expect here. All right, so let's go ahead and play this out for you guys. I'm going to start with the big picture, and then I'm going to zoom in for you guys and give you a closer look. So here's the big picture item. For this evening, we are going to be seeing this line here, as I mentioned, from North Dakota through South Dakota, through Nebraska. This activity, again, watch how this unfolds. It's going to move in a northeasterly direction tonight, and let's go ahead and take a look here. So we played this out. This is at 10 o'clock, so this is within the next half hour. We're going to be seeing this start to move east a little bit. And then by 11 o'clock, here's our 11 o'clock time frame. And you can see the line now goes into eastern North Dakota. So it goes through the Jamestown area, and it also starts to go through the Aberdeen area, Huron, Chamberlain, down towards Platte, down towards O'Neill. And that is kind of what we're looking at around 11 o'clock. So it has been pushed back a little bit in this time frame, but it's still roughly the same here. This is what we're looking at that midnight time frame, and that's when this would go through the Sioux Falls area, again, around that midnight time frame tonight. So from northwest Iowa, southwest Minnesota, eastern South Dakota into eastern North Dakota, here's what we're looking at. So again, that midnight time frame. That line of severe weather, our derecho event with, again, strong damaging winds up to 70 to 80 miles per hour. And then that large hail threat, hail up to softball size. And then we're also seeing that potential for a few tornadoes possible as well. So then by this, again, this is midnight. Then by 1 a.m., it moves into, again, northwest Iowa, southwestern Minnesota, extreme eastern South Dakota, and extreme eastern North Dakota. So kind of hugging along that I-29 corridor after midnight, kind of around that 1 a.m. time frame. And so Sioux Falls, by 1 a.m., we should be wrapped up with this. We should be in the clear by around 1 a.m. But it looks like some of it could linger around the Sioux Falls area around 1 a.m. Now, by 2 a.m., this is going to remain here. This is fully going to be in western Minnesota by 2 a.m. As you can see here, this is what we're looking at. So by 2 in the morning, it is going to be, looks like the line's going to be strictly in Minnesota. And then for the rest of the night, we are going to be seeing that line just continue to push eastward. You know, the Minneapolis area. By 3 a.m., we could be seeing this move through the Minneapolis area by 3 a.m. So if you got any folks in that area, if you live in the Minneapolis, Twin Cities area, we're looking at that around that 3 o'clock in the morning time frame for you guys, as well as central Minnesota as well along this line. And so that's what we're going to be seeing. And again, it's going to continue to just push northeastward overnight tonight, and that's what we're seeing. And there could be some lingering showers, maybe a rumble of thunder here in southeastern South Dakota, northeast Nebraska. But this activity, not expected to be severe. And then as we head into tomorrow morning, that system will shift out into Wisconsin, and that system should be weakened by that point. It is probably still going to be going, but hopefully by then it is not going to be posing any issues. So that is what we're looking at. Again, if we go ahead and show you the time lapse again, let's go ahead and run this back again. All right, so here's what we're seeing currently, and then this is what we're going to be seeing. And we're going to continue to see this push east-northeastward. And so that's what we're looking at for this setup here. So this line of severe weather is going to continue to move northeast and grow in intensity and strength. Now, for tomorrow's event, it is going to be farther east. We're looking at severe weather redeveloping across Iowa and Minnesota tomorrow. So, for our audience over in Minnesota and Iowa tomorrow, we are going to be seeing more redeveloping thunderstorms and severe weather, unfortunately, once again for tomorrow across, again, Minnesota and Iowa. Now, let me go ahead here and let's see. Let's see if we have an update. Okay. All right, let's see here. So again, the Sioux Falls area, again, we're looking at that midnight time frame. It's kind of what we're seeing for this activity to move through. All right, let's go ahead here and let me go back to the radar. All right, we did get a new severe thunderstorm warning in South Dakota. This one is just north of the other warning that we were talking about. So this one right here is the newest severe thunderstorm. And this is for Blunt, Oneida, and Agar, South Dakota, moving through these areas right now. All right. So let me go ahead and let's take a look and see. I don't see any rotation with that at this time, but we'll keep an eye on it. But this severe thunderstorm warning is northeast of Pierre. This is again going through Agar, Oneida, and Blunt, South Dakota right now. So severe thunderstorm for Sully, Hyde, and Hughes counties until 10:30 p.m. Central, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour winds with this activity. And so that is the latest on that. We are going to keep an eye on this though, because this right here, this is what we're going to be watching for with this line of severe weather tonight, because if we get any kind of signature like this, where we get those little curls, the little curly cues that show up along the line, that is where we look for potential spin-ups, and something we will watch very closely. Also, another spot to watch right in here as well, kind of near the Highmore and Harold areas. Anytime you get kind of that little curling going on, that could be an indication of some rotation there, but we'll keep an eye on it. Looking at the velocity, unless that could just be could just be nothing there, but we could start to get some rotation there. We'll keep an eye out for that. All right, so all right, let's see here.
Alert audio and Stormy voices enabled.
There's our bot Stormy. All right, everyone, say hi to our bot Stormy. He's also with us here. Hopefully, we've been having some issues with him, but hopefully he is with us tonight to help us with our coverage. We also, again, have Josh here with me here on the social media side of things, providing us updates as well. So huge thanks and shout out to him as well for helping us tonight, as well as our bot Stormy. And we do have a couple of other people to assist us as needed as well behind the scenes. So we are seeing this line of severe weather again from North Dakota down through South Dakota and through Nebraska that we are continuing to watch very closely, and this is going to be the line. This is the main event now that we are going to be watching for the remainder of the night.
Hello, this is Stormy with T-Storm Chasers. From the National Weather Service,
there it is.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Buffalo, South Dakota, Hand, South Dakota, Hughes, South Dakota, Hyde, South Dakota, Sully, South Dakota until 10:45 p.m. Damaging winds and large hail are possible. Move indoors and stay away from windows.
All right, so new severe thunderstorm warning here in eastern South Dakota. This is east of Pierre. This is for Highmore, South Dakota, and near Miller. So we are seeing this near, again, over Highmore here. And let me go ahead and read this off here. Latest severe thunderstorm warning. This is now for western Hand County, southeastern Sully, Hyde, Hughes, and Buffalo counties in South Dakota until 10:45 p.m. Central. Moving northeast at 35 miles per hour, 60-mile-per-hour winds is what we're looking at with this severe thunderstorm warning. If you're in Highmore, you have about 10 minutes here. I would say less than 10 minutes. You have a few minutes to get ready because this thing is just knocking on your doorstep here. Going to be moving into the Highmore area here within the next few minutes. So it does say here as well, expect damage to roofs, siding, and trees. And the main threat, again, is that strong wind threat. So a very rough night of weather, unfortunately, looks to be unfolding for South Dakota, Nebraska, and North Dakota. So again, we are watching a couple of areas that we're going to be continuing to watch. We have 3 areas that we're keeping an eye on here for our Northern Plains region. Again, number 1 is up here in North Dakota. And number 2 in South Dakota, and number 3 in Nebraska. So essentially, we look at it as there's 3 separate line segments of severe weather, but they're all kind of tied together. They're all still all together, but 3 different states, 3 different sections. So 3 different sections of the line. The far northern one for North Dakota, again, is going to continue to push northeastward. Grand Forks, Jamestown, Fargo areas, eventually, we are going to be seeing this line move through these areas. And then number 2 in South Dakota, going to be moving through places like Aberdeen, Huron, Watertown, places like that around the area. We are going to be seeing this line continue to push northeastward. And then in Nebraska, this is what we're going to be watching that is going to eventually impact the Sioux Falls area later tonight, around and after the midnight time frame. So again, that's our big picture item. This is what we're looking at for the remainder of the nighttime hours. So let's go back up to that tornado warning in North Dakota. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is in between Rugby and Devil's Lake, North Dakota. Tornado warning continues here, and this is remaining in effect here until 10:15 p.m. Central. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located over Harlow, moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. So this thing is moving at a pretty good clip. Again, this is for North Dakota. This is up west of Devil's Lake, and very fast-moving system. And this will impact the Leeds, Harlow, Brinsmade, and Baker areas in North Dakota. So that is currently what we're seeing for the tornadic part of this line. That is the only this is the only tornado warning that we have going on right now. Overall, the tornado threat has been pretty much non-existent for the most part. We've had a couple of exceptions. We had a couple of tornado warnings up in North Dakota. We had one down in southern Nebraska earlier today, but for the most part, things have been pretty quiet for tornadoes, and hopefully that continues. You know, we don't need tornadoes, so hopefully that continues. We did get, it looks like, a couple of updates down in Nebraska. A couple of warnings expired down here. The one near Ainsworth down here has been allowed to expire. The one near Columbus down here, that one's been allowed to expire. So that's good news there. We have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings on the Nebraska side of things as it stands right now. And then we have a couple of warnings here on the South Dakota side of the border. And this one is, again, this is just east of Pierre. That's what we're looking at. Now, looking at the velocity, I don't see any rotation with this activity at this time. But we will continue to watch it here. Again, these severe thunderstorm warnings here remain in place along this line segment here. Again, this is what we're looking at. Basically, from Chamberlain up through Gettysburg, we're looking at this line here. In between Gettysburg and Chamberlain, we're seeing severe thunderstorms. Mainly for this spot right here. For that's going through Harold and Stefan, South Dakota. These areas right now, that is where we are seeing the strongest part of this line of severe weather. So as it stands right now, this is the only area of severe thunderstorms that we have on the South Dakota side of the border. Again, this is west of Huron. This is in between Pierre and Miller right now. And so that spot there in the purple colors, that is where we look for the strongest part of the storm, where we are seeing the hail and the strong winds. And if we go back to the hail product here, here is where we are looking at that hail. And again, it's in between Pierre and Miller. Those brighter colors here, this is where we are seeing the hail. Going through Harold and Stephan, South Dakota right now. Highmore, we need you to be ready. Same with Ree Heights, Millerdale Colony as well. We need you guys to be seeking shelter immediately. Severe thunderstorm heading into your area. New severe thunderstorm warning. New severe thunderstorm warning just issued here. This is just west of Aberdeen. And let me go ahead and let's take a look at this here. We should get our bot here to load here in just a second. Let's see here. All right, so new severe thunderstorm warning. Let's hear from our bot Stormy here.
Alert audio. Stormy voice is enabled.
All right, we should get this warning to pop up here. All right.
Hello, this is Stormy with T-Storm Chasers. From the National Weather Service, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Boyd, Nebraska,
right here,
Holt, Nebraska, Keyapaha, Nebraska, Rock, Nebraska until 11 p.m. Damaging winds and large hail are possible. Move indoors and stay away from windows.
All right, so we did get a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is for O'Neill and Spencer, Nebraska. New severe thunderstorm warning in effect here. And so we got a couple of new warnings. We're going to get to this one down here in Nebraska, and then we're going to talk about the one just west of Aberdeen. New severe thunderstorm warning. There's a lot of communities, a lot of small communities in Nebraska here that are in this warning box. So this is for Rock, Holt, Kapah, and Boyd counties in Nebraska now until 11 p.m. Central. And this line is moving northeast at 65 miles per hour. So this thing has really started to pick up some speed. We're looking at 70-mile-per-hour winds with this line of severe weather. So O'Neill, Nebraska, Emmett, Atkinson, Stewart, Newport, Paddock, Dustin, Napier, Butte, Spencer, Bristow, Lynch, Manawi. If I listed off your communities tonight, you guys are under the severe thunderstorm warning now. So you guys need to seek shelter immediately. Also here, report 7 minutes ago, a 67-mile-per-hour wind gust was reported 7 miles southwest of Atkinson, Nebraska. And so these areas, we need you to move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building and away from windows, seeking shelter. All right, let's see, any rotation. And I don't see anything yet, but we will keep an eye out for that. All right, let's go back up to the Aberdeen radar. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we are seeing up here. Severe thunderstorm warning. This includes Eureka, Hillsview, Hosmer, Roscoe, Bowdle, Onaka areas. So severe thunderstorm warning now in place here for Edmonds, Falk, Campbell, Potter, and McPherson counties until 11 p.m. Central. This is moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour winds is what we're looking at with this severe thunderstorm warning. So Eureka, Hosmer, Hillsview here within the next few minutes. Roscoe at around 10:20. And in fact, let me go ahead and actually do that here. I wanted to go ahead and do a storm track here for you guys. Let me go ahead and do that. So let me go ahead and do a storm track for you guys here. So again, this is moving at pretty good clip, moving at 50 miles per hour up here. This is what will be heading into the Aberdeen area. Let me get this storm track going here for you. All right, so here is our storm track here for you guys. All right, so the Onaka area within the next minute or so. So you don't have much time here. You need to be seeking shelter here. We have a very strong line of thunderstorms. Hosmer at 10:19, so that's 5 minutes from now. You got about 5 minutes until this storm hits your town. Roscoe at 10:25, Long Lake at 10:39, Ipswich at 10:42, Leola at 10:51, Forbes at 11:04, Warner at 11:12, and then we have Aberdeen right around that 11:15 time frame. So about a quarter after 11 is when we would see this severe thunderstorm start to go through the Aberdeen area. All right, let's see here. And I will just go down the line here and bring you guys storm tracks. Let's see here. Clear that one. Let's go ahead and move farther down the line here. So this one down near the Highmore area, is moving northeast at 35. So let me go ahead and do a storm track here for this one. So here's our storm track here for this one. We have Ree Heights at 10:19. We have Miller coming in at 10:35. We have St. Lawrence at 10:39, Wessington at 10:57, and Rockham at 11:14 is what we are currently looking at for our storm track. So the Miller area is another spot now. We need to be getting our safety plan in place here. We need to, I would just start to head into your storm shelter, whether that's a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor away from windows. This is going to be impacting the Miller area here within the next half hour. So again, this line is going to continue across eastern South Dakota into also, again, down in Nebraska. That is going to continue to push northeastward towards southeastern South Dakota and the Sioux Falls area. We are trying to fix our bot here at the moment. I will be right back here. We're going to try to figure this out for you guys to have our bot help us out here with our severe weather coverage. So bear with us here in just one moment.
Stormy voices enabled. Alert audio enabled. Stormy voices enabled. Hello, this is Stormy with T-Storm Chasers. From the National Weather Service, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Thomas, Nebraska until 10:45 p.m. Damaging winds and large hail are possible. Move indoors and stay away from windows.
All right, so again, bear with us here. We're not leaving you hanging. We are trying to get our bot Stormy figured out here real quick for you guys to help us with our coverage tonight, and we'll be right with you guys.
Alert audio enabled.
Oh, lost audio. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. All right, so we are back here to bring you guys the latest severe weather coverage across North Dakota, South Dakota, and Nebraska. We are continuing to watch the line of severe weather push through our region tonight, and we are back here to bring you guys the latest of what we are seeing right now. All right, so let's go ahead here, and I did a couple of storm tracks. Let me do a couple more here for you guys, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at
this is Stormy with T-Storm Chasers. From the National Weather Service, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Saunders, Nebraska until 11:15 p.m. Damaging winds and large hail are possible. Move indoors and stay away from windows.
All right, so that one, new severe thunderstorm warning. That one is down here near the Omaha area. So just west of Omaha, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning that is issued. And it's right down here over Wahoo, Nebraska, just west of Omaha. And this is our latest severe thunderstorm warning. Let me go ahead and read this off for you. Saunders County until 11:15 p.m. Central. Moving northeast at 30 miles per hour, 60-mile-per-hour winds, and quarter-sized hail with this storm going through the Wahoo area and eventually Meade as well. And then also other locations would be the Uton and Lashera areas. All right, let's go ahead now. Let's go back to our other source. Wanted to go ahead and give you guys a storm track here. And let me go ahead here. We did get a new severe thunderstorm warning issued as well. I'll run through all of our warnings here in just a moment. Let's go ahead here and so let me do another storm track here for you guys on this storm here near Miller, South Dakota. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's take a look at our storm track here. Okay, so Miller within the next 5 minutes. We're looking at 10:36 for Miller, but might be a little quicker than that even. So Miller right around that 10:35 time frame. St. Lawrence, we're looking at 10:39. We're looking at Wessington at 10:57. Rockham at 11:08. Wessington Springs at 11:11. Wolseley at 11:16, Virgil at 11:21, Lane at 11:23, Tulare at 11:23, and then Hitchcock at 11:26. So that is the storm track for this area of severe weather across eastern South Dakota. All right, moving farther down the line here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one down here in southeastern South Dakota. We have our first severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern South Dakota. This activity right here down near Wagner and Bonesteel in South Dakota. New severe thunderstorm warning. Let me go ahead and let's do a storm track on this as well. Moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. All right. All right, so here is our storm track for this severe thunderstorm. So we're looking at Lake Andes within basically right now. So if you're in Lake Andes, we need you to be in your safe spot, seeking shelter immediately. We have a severe thunderstorm warning now for Lake Andes. We're looking at the Armour area at around 10:43. We're looking at Platte at around 10:47. Tripp at 10:48. Corsica at 10:51, Parkston at around 10:58, White Lake at 11:10, and then Plankinton at 11:10 as well. Mitchell at 11:15, and then Alexandria at 11:18. So this is our storm track for this severe thunderstorm that is moving now out of Nebraska, now moving into southeastern South Dakota. So that is the latest storm track for that activity. But we do have to watch this activity because, if this takes a right turn, this is what would impact the Sioux Falls area. So we really need to be on the lookout. This, again, it could take a right turn and then kind of move towards the Sioux Falls area. So we do need to watch this very closely. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's go back to the other source and let me run through all of these severe thunderstorm warnings. By the way, just wanted to mention that tornado warning for North Dakota, up in North Dakota, has been allowed to expire. So that's good news there. Believe it or not, there's actually still a tornado warning for up near the Winnipeg area up in Canada. That's actually where all of the tornadic activity has been tonight. It's been up in Canada and Manitoba. All right, so let's go north to south here, and let's run through these warnings. Severe thunderstorm warning here over Devil's Lake, North Dakota. Big warning box here. Severe thunderstorm warning here in place. Let me go ahead and read this off for you. This is for Benson, Toner, Cavalier, and Ramsey counties in North Dakota until 11:15 p.m. Central. This line is moving east at 60 miles per hour. We're also looking at 60 mile per hour wind gusts and nickel-sized hail with this activity. Devil's Lake, Cando, Camp Grafton, Lakewood Park, Leeds, and Munich areas in North Dakota there. Tornado possible as well with that. There's a tornado possible tag with this activity. If we look at the velocity, and don't really see much there, but tornado is possible with that line of severe weather. All right, farther south here, this is just north of Jamestown, North Dakota. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning here as well. And this is in effect here until, let's see. This is for Wells, Foster, Stutzman counties in North Dakota until 11 p.m. Central. Severe thunderstorm line moving east at 40 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour wind gusts here. So be on the lookout for that. All right, farther south. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. We now have our line of severe thunderstorms that continue here from the North Dakota, South Dakota border all the way down to the Nebraska border. We have numerous severe thunderstorm warnings now in place. Here's that one that continues up here over the Eureka area down towards Hosmer and Bowdle, Roscoe areas. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in place here and remains in place for Edmonds, Falk, Campbell, Potter, and McPherson counties until 11 p.m. Central here. Moving northeast at 50 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour wind gusts with this. So Eureka, Hosmer, Hillsview areas, as well as Roscoe, Newtown Corner as well. And if we look at the velocity and see if we can see any rotation, and I don't see anything, so not seeing any rotation on that. All right, farther south here, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. It is for this one right here. New severe thunderstorm warning in place. And this is over Falkton. So the main community there is the Falkton area. Severe thunderstorm warning here in place. Edmonds, Hand, Hyde, and Falk counties in South Dakota until 11:15 p.m. Central. Moving east at 45, this line is producing 60 mile per hour wind gusts there. So that is the latest on that warning. And so again, Falkton, if you're in Orient, if you're in Rockham, DeVoe, Chelsea, Cresbard, Powell areas, Brentwood Colony. But the main community, again, is Faulkton. We need you to be in your safe spot, seeking shelter immediately. Very strong thunderstorm there. Looking at the velocity, seeing if we can see any rotation, and I do not see anything on the velocity, so looks like we're not getting rotation. All right, farther south here, over Miller, South Dakota, we have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in place here. So severe thunderstorm here for Hand, Hyde, and Buffalo counties until 11:15 p.m. Central. This line is moving east at 45 miles per hour. We're looking at 70 mile per hour wind gusts with this, so the damage threat is considerable. It also does say here, trained weather spotters reporting that 70 mile per hour winds. So it does say expect considerable tree damage. Damage is likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. All right, so it's going through the Miller area currently. It does say here this is a dangerous situation. This storm is producing widespread wind damage across central South Dakota. Seek shelter now inside a sturdy structure and away from windows. All right, then farther south, we do have, actually, real quick, let's look at the velocity, and I don't see any rotation. Okay. Farther south here, this is for Fort Thompson and Gann Valley, South Dakota. Severe thunderstorm warning in place here. This is for Lyman and Buffalo counties in South Dakota until 11:15 p.m. Central. This line moving northeast at 35 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Trained weather spotters reporting the 60 mile per hour wind gusts. So again, Gann Valley right now, we need you to be in your safe spot, seeking shelter. You guys are under the gun here and are underneath the severe thunderstorm warning. And let's see if there's any rotation with this. And I don't see anything. All right, so we're not seeing any rotation. All right, farther south here, let's go back to this one down here over Wagner, Bonesteel, Lake Andes area. Also, real quick here, just wanted to show this map as well. That we are preparing in case we do get a tornado in your area. This is our tornado safety precautions graphic here. Again, you want to go to the lowest level of your home. Stay away from windows and exterior walls. Do not try to outrun a tornado in your car. Also, do want to mention, since it's at night, it's going to be almost impossible, if not impossible, to see a tornado. And it's likely going to be rain wrapped as well. So you're not going to be able to see a tornado here with this type of event. With it being at night, you're not going to be able to see it. So you want to take these. If you get a tornado warning, you want to take it very seriously. So again, that we don't have any tornado warnings at this time, but we're just preparing for that. As again, we are under a tornado watch that continues until midnight central for central South Dakota, central Nebraska, central North Dakota, and then places farther east, we do have the tornado watch extended until 3 a.m. So going back to this severe thunderstorm over Wagner, Lake Andes, and Bonesteel, let's go ahead and read this off here. Severe thunderstorm for Charles, Mix, and Gregory counties continue here until 11 p.m. Central, moving northeast at 65 miles per hour, and we're looking at 60 mile per hour wind gusts as well. So Lake Andes, Geddes areas, this is what we are going to be seeing for these areas. So we need you to be in your safe spot seeking shelter here. Now let's go ahead and take a look, and the velocity, not seeing anything there. So yeah, I don't see much there on the velocity. And then farther south here, this one for Spencer, Butte, Nebraska. Let me go ahead and read this one off here. This is for Rock, Holt, Cuyahoga County, and Boyd counties in Nebraska until 11 p.m. Central. Moving northeast at 65 miles per hour, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts with this. And then farther south, just west of Omaha here, we are seeing a severe thunderstorm as well. All right, so this is located over the Wahoo, Nebraska area. Severe thunderstorm warning as well. For Saunders County until 11:15 p.m. Central. 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. And so this storm is moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. Okay, also for the Sioux Falls area, let me go ahead and let's go to the Sioux Falls radar. Looks like within the past few minutes, we are starting to see some thunderstorms pop up here. And it looks like we do have a storm that has fired up here, right here, down near the Freeman, Menno, Scotland areas. So that has just developed here within the past few minutes. If this can get going, this is what could impact the Sioux Falls area. This would be moving in a northeasterly direction. So it's something we are going to keep a very close eye on. Now, again, our main line here of severe weather is up here in, as it stands right now, this is one of the main lines here. And this thing is from North Dakota all the way along this line here. This is all severe thunderstorm warned here. Aberdeen, we need you guys to be on alert. Heads up here. We do see this that will be moving into the Aberdeen area within the next hour or so. So we need you guys to be on alert here for severe thunderstorms. So again, our watches continue. We have the tornado watches that continue for Nebraska, northwest Iowa, southwest Minnesota, central and eastern South Dakota until midnight tonight, as well as farther east down the line until 3 a.m. And then we do have the severe thunderstorm watch in place until 4 a.m., and that is for eastern North Dakota, western Minnesota, and northeastern South Dakota. Let's see. Josh, any updates? Anything that you've been seeing or watching?
I've seen things pop up here. Did everybody setting up?
Yeah, should be good.
And on Humpkins. Yeah, I've been changing. So no.
Okay. All right. So again, we are going to keep a very close eye on things here for the remainder of the night because, again, the tornado watches and the severe thunderstorm watches continue. So we got until 3 a.m. here to see what would happen. The Sioux Falls area, we are watching very closely, and we need to keep a very close eye on things because, again, we have that potential for tornadic activity to impact the Sioux Falls area because we do have that tornado watch in place. And it looks like we are starting to get some activity popping up here as well. Wouldn't surprise me here within the next few minutes if this becomes severe warned. That thing right there is growing and growing quickly over Scotland and Menno right now. And that would probably become severe warned for hail. Aberdeen area, it's inevitable. We are going to be seeing a line of severe weather that's going to move through the Aberdeen area here within the next hour. So that's another spot. And Aberdeen, you are also under a severe thunderstorm watch as well. So this is a very strong line of severe thunderstorms all the way again from North Dakota down into eastern South Dakota and into northeastern and eastern Nebraska as well. We're not alone though. You go farther south, we've had thunderstorms and severe weather all the way down in Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas tonight. But the main event is up here in the northern plains where we are still seeing this very wide scale line of severe weather. Again, it goes all the way from Canada, basically up from Winnipeg, even north of that, all the way up through North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, and even down through Kansas. We have just a long line here. I mean, it is pretty incredible, folks, how long this line of severe thunderstorms actually is. So it's pretty impressive. And this is a pretty favorable environment for severe weather with warm temperatures. Again, real quick here, just wanted to go over this. We are still seeing very warm temperatures out there tonight. We are seeing temperatures in the 80s across the region. So even at this hour, we're almost at 11 o'clock here, central, and we are still seeing temperatures in the 80s. Even Aberdeen, we're near 90 degrees. We're at 89 degrees in Aberdeen right now. That is hot for 11 o'clock at night. That is very warm. That is still considered hot. Dew points are also in the 60s. So we have a very ripe atmosphere for severe weather to occur, and we've already been seeing that, and we're going to continue to see that for the remainder of the night. I mean, Sioux Falls, we're at 84. That's plenty warm enough. I mean, that is still very warm for this time of night. And 86 in Marshall, 86 in Huron, 88 in Redfield, 84 in Mitchell, 88 down in Yankton yet. So, yeah, we're seeing widespread 80s right now across our region. And that this is, again, more of a nocturnal type event. So we're looking at nighttime severe weather and potential tornadoes. Again, as it stands right now, we don't have any tornado warnings, and that's been a good thing, and hopefully that continues. We did get a new severe thunderstorm warning that just popped up here. This is for Huron, and right here, this is where we do have that new severe thunderstorm warning. So let me go ahead and read this off for you. All right, so new severe thunderstorm warning for Sanborn, Beadle, and Gerald counties until 11:45 p.m. Central. So this severe thunderstorm line is moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. We're looking at 70 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail with this. So we're looking at Wessington here within the next couple of minutes, Wessington Springs, Wolseley, Hitchcock areas within the next 5 to 10 minutes. Virgil at around 11, Alpena and Lane at around 11:05. And actually, let me go ahead here, and let me do a storm track here for you guys. It also says here, prepare immediately for large hail and damaging winds as well. All right, so let me see here. Thunderstorm damage threat is considerable with this line here. Again, Huron, Wessington Springs, Woonsocket, Forestburg, Alpena, Wolseley, Hitchcock, Cavour, Iroquois. You guys are all under this new severe thunderstorm warning. So very strong storm here moving east now. So it looks like this is taking more of an easterly track now compared to earlier when it was moving straight northeast. So it looks like these things might be starting to take a little bit of a right turn and moving east rather than northeast. Looking at the rotation, let me go ahead and see if we can see any rotation with any of this. And I do not see anything. Looks like farther up north, we got a couple of new severe thunderstorm warnings that were just issued. One just south of Aberdeen and one just west of Aberdeen. All right, so Redfield, we are now under a severe thunderstorm warning. So let me go ahead here and let me read this off here. All right, so new severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Edmonds County, northeastern Hand, northwestern Brown, eastern Falk, and Spink counties in South Dakota now until 11:30 p.m. Central. This complex is moving northeast at 45 miles per hour, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts with this. So this will be near the Redfield, Tulare, Zell, Chelsea, DeVoe, Twin Lakes, Cottonwood Lake, Spotswood here within the next few minutes. The Athol area at around 11, and Northville and Ashton as well. Other locations, Millette, Glendale Colony, Spink Colony, Mansfield, and Frankfort as well. So it does say this is a dangerous situation. Seek shelter now inside a sturdy structure and stay away from windows. All right, so that is the latest on that one. And let's see if there's any rotation. And I don't see any rotation with this. All right, farther up north here, this is going to be heading into the Aberdeen area here within the hour. So within the next half hour or so, 45 minutes, this thing is going to be moving into the Aberdeen area. So we need you guys to be on alert here. All right, so severe thunderstorm warning now for eastern Edmonds, northwestern Brown, and eastern McPherson counties in northeastern South Dakota until 11:45 p.m. Central, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour, 60-mile-per-hour winds with this. All right, Ipswich, Leola, Plainview Colony, Cravens Corner, Deerfield Colony, Spring Creek Colony, Long Lake Colony, Mina Lake Rec Area, Grassland Colony, Watonka, Mina, Forbes, Elm Lake, and Richmond Lake Rec Area. So these areas we need to be seeking shelter. All right, so let's see here. All right. So we are starting to really see this line take shape now across eastern North Dakota, eastern South Dakota, and even eastern Nebraska as well. So this thing is, again, a very long line of severe weather, all the way from Canada down through North Dakota and then down through South Dakota and even down into Nebraska as well. So we are seeing a very long line here of severe weather. All right. So again, this is all going to continue to move in an easterly direction, east-northeasterly direction for the next few hours. So that is what we can expect for this activity. This is not going to go away anytime soon, folks. This line is not going to weaken. It is going to continue to chug along. It is in a very good situation for severe weather to occur because of the way the air is right now, the atmosphere. So unfortunately, we are going to continue to see this activity for the rest of the night. All right, so let's see here. It looks like we are starting to get some activity popping up near the Sioux Falls area. This cell right here is really starting to get its act together. So this one right over Menno and Freeman areas right there. This is a pretty strong storm that is just below severe limits. But yeah, you know, this thing is continuing to kind of move towards the general direction of Sioux Falls. We'll see what happens, but as of right now, that is non-severe. All right, let's see here. All right. Looks like we did get a new severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued, and this is in southeastern South Dakota. Let me go ahead and let's take a look at this one now. Here it is, fresh off the box here. In this yellow polygon, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning, and that includes Parkston, Wagner, Lake Andes, includes a lot of communities actually. Platte, Geddes, Corsica, Stickney, Ethan, Delmont, and Armour. So we do have a lot of these communities here in southeastern South Dakota now that we are seeing this severe thunderstorm warning. And let me go ahead and read this off for you guys. So this is for southern Davidson, southeastern Aurora, Charles Mix, southeastern Gregory, Douglas, southwestern Hanson, and northwestern Hutchinson counties in South Dakota, now until 11:45 p.m. Central. Moving northeast at 50 miles per hour, severe thunderstorm located near St. Charles and Lake Andes. We're looking at 70 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Also, do want to mention this. A few minutes ago, a 73 mile per hour wind gust was reported 3 miles east-northeast of Fairfax. Okay, so that was at 10:43. That was a public report. So Parkston, again, Armour, Corsica, Geddes at around 11. It says here, Dimmick, Harrison at around 11:05, Ethan and New Holland at around 11:10, and other locations, Platte, Aurora Center there. So that is the latest on that. All right, so let's see. You know, again, it is a little bit surprising, but we have not seen any tornadoes yet, which that's good. That's a very good thing. But the way this was sort of hyped up here from the Storm Prediction Center and all of the wonderful people that do the forecasting, they did. We did see a pretty significant tornado risk today. We saw a 10% up in North Dakota, and we saw a SIG 1 significant hatched risk across the Dakotas, Nebraska, also for Sioux Falls. We saw a 5% in Brown, which is not a very high chance, but we do have that SIG. We had that SIG 1 probability that makes it a little bit higher and heightened risk. But thankfully, at least as of 11 o'clock, we have not seen any tornadic activity on the South Dakota side of things. It has strictly been up in northern North Dakota and then in far southern Nebraska, and that was earlier this afternoon. Since then, we have not seen anything tornadic. This has strictly been severe thunderstorm warnings. All right, let's see here. Let's go down the line here. I want to go ahead and let's see if there's any rotation on any of these. So the one up here west of Aberdeen, we're not seeing any rotation. But farther south, what we are seeing, we are starting to get a little bit of a bowing structure now to this. And that is pretty typical for these wind lines. We usually get this. usually that kind of a setup, we do see a Boeing segment, a Boeing structure with this activity, with this line in eastern South Dakota, but nothing tornadic at the 11 o'clock time frame. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, farther south, I don't see, not seeing any rotation either. And then in southeastern South Dakota, let's go ahead. I wanted to go ahead and take a look and see if we can see any rotation. And I'm not seeing anything either. So up to this point, we have not really seen much of any tornadic activity, but we'll continue to watch things very closely. We'll continue to see what happens here and see if we get anything to pop up. And I know a lot of you are wondering about your town, your community that you are living in, or just asking about. We do have our moderator in the chat that is hopefully helping you guys tonight as well with those questions that you may have. We do have a strong cell here that is just west of Sioux Falls. This is over Freeman, over the Freeman area right now, and this thing is a strong storm, is non-severe, but we'll keep an eye out for this because this would be probably the one, if it were to produce a tornado, this would be the most likely subject because it is all by itself. It is not along a line. It is supercellular. It is kind of remaining by itself, but it does look like it might be starting to join in here with this line that we're seeing there farther west. So my assumption is this is all going to eventually come together and become a line and just going to continue to move east-northeast. At this point in time, again, for the Sioux Falls area, we've been talking about it for quite some time. We were expecting severe weather to come through the Sioux Falls area. That's still possible, but it does look like, based on what we're seeing, we'll see what happens. I don't want to make any assumptions, but it does look like Sioux Falls might dodge a bullet, but we shall see. There's still some time left to be determined there. I'm not going to say that Sioux Falls is in the clear. We're not in the clear yet, but so far, so good. Let's hope we don't get anything for Sioux Falls. So we do have these severe thunderstorms that continue in eastern South Dakota. As it stands right now, we actually have we don't have any tornado warnings, but we also don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings on the Nebraska side of things. So the Nebraska side of the border, we don't have any severe thunderstorms currently, and we'll continue to monitor that. All right, some communities. If you are in Chamberlain, if you're in Pierre, Mobridge, Winter, Valentine, and points west, you guys are in the clear, and you guys can go to bed. We are not seeing any more severe weather for these areas. Again, essentially, Pierre, Chamberlain, Winter, Mobridge, Valentine, again, points west. You guys are all in the clear. So it's all east of that area. So basically, if I draw a line here for you guys, if you are west... You're west of that line that I drew. You guys are in the clear. Check mark. You guys are good. But out here, east of the line that I drew, you guys are under the threat for severe weather yet. So we're not in the clear. So think of it that way. We split it in half here between, South Dakota, the western side of South Dakota. You guys are in the clear. Eastern half, we are not in the clear. We are going to be seeing severe weather. All right, so let's go ahead and let's go back here, and we're keeping a very close eye on this activity down here in southeastern South Dakota. Still do not see anything on the velocity, not seeing any rotation with anything. Farther up north, if I take a look here, again, I am not seeing anything either. But we do have a line of destructive thunderstorms that is moving through eastern South Dakota. As we are now, it's past 11 p.m. Central, and this was about that time frame that we were telling you guys about. You know, that 11 o'clock time frame, kind of moving into East River, kind of along the James River Valley, around that 11 o'clock time frame, and then the I-29 corridor around that midnight to 1 a.m. time frame is what we're looking at for this line. All right, so again, I am a little bit surprised that we haven't seen any tornadic activity, that we don't have any tornado warnings. I am a little bit surprised by that, based on the tornado watch that was issued and based on the way it was forecasted. This event was forecasted. So right now, as it stands, the worst part, or the most severe part of this line, is basically from the North Dakota border through eastern South Dakota, and kind of like that. That is where we have the strongest part of this line. And again, it extends from Canada down through North Dakota, down through South Dakota, down through Nebraska, and even down through Kansas. That is how wide scale this line is. But right now, South Dakota, we're seeing the worst of it in eastern South Dakota. So again, from the North Dakota, South Dakota border down to the Nebraska border, we are seeing this line of severe thunderstorms. Oh, did we get an update? No. Just trying to see if we got a new update. No. Okay. All right. Let's see here. All right. So for our Aberdeen, Huron, Mitchell audience, we need you guys to be getting ready here. This line of severe thunderstorms is going to be moving through your guys' areas within the next half hour. So we need you guys to seek shelter, get a safety plan in place, and be sure to have a way to look at the radar and keep tabs on the current weather, and also monitor the latest here, as we are also doing that for you guys tonight. We are getting some strong winds. I know that. We are definitely getting some strong winds here in northeastern South Dakota. Up here, where you have the brighter colors on the map, that is where we are seeing stronger winds. So a note there, you know, when we see the brighter colors on the map there, that is an indication of very strong winds. So again, the Aberdeen area, we are trying to make sure you guys are seeking shelter, and hopefully you guys will do so. Seek shelter immediately with this severe thunderstorm wind line. So for Aberdeen, what can you expect? Well, we're looking at 60-mile-per-hour winds, 60 to 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That'll move through the Aberdeen area, and maybe some small hail as well. You know, if I go ahead and take a look at our hail product, we could see some small hail as well, but the main threat is going to be the strong winds. And then that secondary threat for the tornado threat, but again, we haven't seen that tonight. All right, let's see here. So from the Sioux Falls area, we got it's about 30 miles to the west is where we have that cell, that one cell, but the severe thunderstorm line is about 65 miles to the west of Sioux Falls. And if we go up towards the Huron area, it's about 100 miles from Sioux Falls. So This activity is still quite a ways out from Sioux Falls. If I pull back the traditional view here, maybe this would, let's see, from Aberdeen, this storm right now is about 13 miles west-southwest of Aberdeen right now. So that's about how far it is away from Aberdeen currently. So Aberdeen, we are going to be seeing this go through Aberdeen. And it's a severe thunderstorm wind line with 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. All right, let's see here. Is going through the Redfield area right now. So Redfield, we are seeing this thunderstorm wind line move through. Now Huron, this line is currently about 10 miles west of Huron right now. So that's currently where we're at there for the Huron area. How about Mitchell? Let's go ahead and take a look. So from Mitchell, it is about 13 miles southwest of Mitchell. It's currently what we're looking at there. So severe thunderstorms that are going to be moving, going to be impacting the Mitchell area. So Mitchell, we are going to see this activity. Just a matter of time. And then Sioux Falls here, right now, this from the western part of Sioux Falls, this is about 17 miles west of Sioux Falls, where we have this thunderstorm cell right here. That is over Freeman and Canastota. It's non-severe at this moment, but we are going to continue to watch it. We'll see if we can get anything severe to pop up. All right, so I think now would be a good time to show you guys the new severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued here. All right, so this does include Aberdeen. So Aberdeen, we are underneath the severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued. All right, so let me go ahead here and let's take a look at this. All right, so severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued, a new one here. This is for northeastern Edmonds, western Day, southwestern Marshall, Brown, Clark, McPherson, and Spink counties in northeastern South Dakota until 12:15 a.m. Central. Moving east at 55 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour wind gusts with this activity. All right, so that is the latest new severe thunderstorm watch warning box. And again, it is right here. This is the new warning box right here. So it includes Aberdeen. If I list off your communities, you guys are in the severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued. Leola, Frederick, Hecla, Langford, Groton, Aberdeen, Millette, Condi, Doland, Clark, and then out towards Webster. And so that is currently where we have the latest severe thunderstorm warning. It's a big warning box. Look at that. I mean, that thing is a very large warning box. All right. Let's see here. And looking at the velocity, I am not seeing any rotation anywhere. So As it stands right now, we still are continuing to see just a damaging wind threat currently. That's pretty much taken over. That is the main threat with this activity. And let's see here. So we're seeing numerous severe thunderstorm warnings across eastern South Dakota tonight. And again, from the North Dakota border down to the Nebraska border, we got you covered here. We got severe thunderstorm warnings all along this line. Also for North Dakota, it's been fairly quiet up here as well. We haven't seen anything tornadic for quite some time up in North Dakota even. We have one severe thunderstorm warning up here in the far northeastern corner of North Dakota. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning up here. And this, let's see here. This is for Cavalier, Ramsey, Walsh, and Pembina counties in North Dakota until 11:45 p.m. Central. Moving east at 65 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour winds, nickel-sized hail. So, again, we are continuing to monitor the latest here of this severe weather across eastern South Dakota. But I got to say, this is a lot better than it could have been. This could have been really bad tonight. Could have been way worse. We so far things have been fairly tame compared to what was forecasted from the good people at the National Weather Service, the Storm Prediction Center that forecasted this to occur. And so luckily it has not been as bad as what it could have been. All right, so severe thunderstorm warnings continue all the way from, again, the North Dakota border down through the Nebraska border of severe thunderstorm warnings here in eastern South Dakota. And so a lot of communities tonight are impacted by this. If you're along the James River Valley, you guys are seeing this line of severe weather. So we need you guys to be seeking shelter. Need to take this seriously. If you're underneath a severe thunderstorm warning, we need you to take this seriously. Let's see here. All right. And for the Aberdeen area, I do not see any rotation. I don't see anything right now. All right. Don't have any further updates here. Huron. So Aberdeen, Huron, and Mitchell. Again, those communities tonight, some big towns in South Dakota. If you live in these areas, again, if you live in the Aberdeen area, the Huron area, or the Mitchell area, we're about to experience a severe thunderstorm along this line. We're looking at 60 to 70 mile per hour winds and some small hail possible. That is the threat here with this activity that we're continuing to monitor. We did get a new severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, so new severe thunderstorm warning that includes Mitchell. Let me go ahead and read this off here. All right, so let's see. Okay, so new severe thunderstorm warning for Davidson, Sanborn, Aurora, Charles Mix, Minor, Douglas, Hanson, Hutchinson, and Brule counties here in South Dakota until 12:15 a.m. Central. And this is moving east at 40 miles per hour, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and quarter-sized hail with this. So we're looking at Plankinton, New Holland, Aurora Center, Stickney, Harrison, Storla, Mount Vernon, Letcher, Loomis, Mitchell, Artesian, and Ethan. If I listed off your community tonight, you guys are now under a severe thunderstorm warning, as well as Carthage, Spencer, Alexandria, Ethan, Corsica, again, Kimball, White Lake, Storla, Letcher, Artesian, Loomis, Plano, Mount Vernon, Mitchell. You guys are all included. Severe thunderstorm warning, a pretty big box here, pretty big severe thunderstorm warning box. So we are seeing this now in effect again now until 12:15. So we got a ways to go on this. All right, let's see here. All right, let's go ahead now and go up to the Aberdeen area. So we are still watching to see if we get any rotation possibly, but this thing is going through Aberdeen right now. So if you're in Aberdeen, you have no more time. You got to be in your safe spot here. Severe thunderstorm that is pushing through it's now moving through the Aberdeen area right now with 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. So we need you to be seeking shelter immediately. You need to be in a safe spot here. We have a very strong thunderstorm that is severe warned, and it's moving through the Aberdeen area. Right now, we're looking at 60 mile per hour winds with this. All right, let's see. Farther south, Huron area, we are seeing 60 mile per hour winds as well, and also quarter-sized hail. And this storm is moving east at 60 mile per hour winds, quarter-sized hail as well. And that one's the one over Huron. Let's see. All right, so here is the latest update. As of 3 minutes ago, we just got a new MD. It's a mesoscale discussion post from the Storm Prediction Center. So here's what they are saying. This is for eastern South Dakota. So the tornado and severe thunderstorm watches continue. Damaging wind potential continues. A squall line continues eastward of 60 to 75 mile per hour wind gusts observed in the past hour. 2 areas of this line have shown an increase in damaging wind potential over the past hour. A line in northeastern South Dakota, outside of near the Aberdeen area, has recently produced wind gusts of 75 miles per hour. So if we go back to the Aberdeen area, kind of what we're looking at there. With a Boeing segment becoming apparent, this area will be a focus of severe to significant severe wind potential. 70 to 80 mile per hour winds possible again yet, given the favorably strong instability downstream. And then further north, across North Dakota, the northern part of the squall line has become more progressive. Increase in the low-level jet southerly flow means this area may also develop as a more favorable corridor for severe wind potential in the short term, given the increase in the low-level jet and favorably warm and unstable environment downstream. We do have a very strong line of thunderstorms that is across eastern South Dakota. We again have that one severe thunderstorm warning up in North Dakota, but this is strictly now a South Dakota event at this point in time, at least for the time being, with severe thunderstorms and severe weather. Let's see here. Let me pull up radar scope. There we go. It's kind of a better look. So, let's see here. So again, the tornado watch continues until 3 a.m. for southeastern South Dakota into southwestern Minnesota, northwest Iowa. That includes Sioux Falls. We have until 3 a.m. on this tornado watch. And then the severe thunderstorm watch continues until 4 a.m. That is that peach-colored area in northeastern South Dakota into western Minnesota and eastern North Dakota. All right, so so this area of severe thunderstorms continue across eastern South Dakota. Let's see. Looks like we got an update to the severe thunderstorm warning over Mitchell. All right, let me go ahead and take a look here. We got an update to the warning. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for Davidson, Sanborn, Aurora, and so severe thunderstorm warning continues for Davidson, Sanborn, Aurora, Charles Mix, Minor, Douglas, Hanson, Hutchinson, and Brule counties in South Dakota until 12:15 a.m. Central. And this complex is moving east at 35, 70-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. Also here, 8 minutes ago from a Mesonet station, a 76-mile-per-hour wind gust was reported at a personal weather station near Platte. Also, we did get a new flash flood discussion. Heavy rainfall, flash flooding possible. It says here, an axis of strong thunderstorms will impact eastern South Dakota, eastern North Dakota, and western Minnesota going through the overnight hours. Rainfall rates of 1 to 1.5 inches in as little as 30 minutes, with some localized 2 to 3 plus inch totals, may result in some isolated urban flash flooding. So flash flooding possible there. Heavy rainfall. All right, so let's see here. So it says here, an axis of strong thunderstorms, again, causing potential for flash flooding is there. Strong to severe thunderstorms. Let's see here. So again, the flooding potential is there. Rainfall rates as high as 1 to 1.5 inches in 30 minutes. So again, that's eastern South Dakota, western Minnesota, and North Dakota. So some isolated flash flooding concerns in these areas. All right, so it is 11:30 p.m. here, and we are continuing to monitor severe thunderstorms across eastern South Dakota. And as it stands right now, we don't have anything tornadic at this time. Things have been a lot less intense as what was forecasted. So at this point, we don't have any tornado warnings for our region. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. All right, let me see if I can read some of these chats here. Let's see, Canton. All right, so for Canton, we are currently not seeing anything, but later tonight there is that possibility for thunderstorms. At this point, the severe weather threat has kind of diminished for now. But if things ramp up again, we will continue to monitor the latest. But we're not in the clear because we are under that tornado watch until 3 a.m. Let's see. So again, Sioux Falls right now, we've been looking at the forecast models, and it looks like it's been showing around that midnight to 1 a.m. time frame. We're still on that pace, but it does look like the severe weather threat for the most part has diminished somewhat for the Sioux Falls area, but we'll continue to monitor things. Let's see here. So again, for the chances of a tornado for Sioux Falls, we're under that tornado watch, but the chances are still fairly low, it looks like. But we are under that tornado watch until 3 a.m. So the threat is 5% from the Storm Prediction Center. Sioux Falls is under a 5% tornado risk. So that risk would be 5% for Sioux Falls. Let's see here. For Freeman, we saw the cell that moved through the Freeman area earlier, but that has moved past Freeman. But we're not in the clear yet. We are still seeing this line of severe thunderstorms that is going to be continuing to moving northeast. Is going to be eventually impacting the Freeman area. Let's see here. All right, for Howard. Looks like we are going to get thunderstorms. Looks like more than likely we will see some severe weather moving through the Howard area. Again, the threat would be some strong winds and quarter-sized hail, but that's just west of Howard. Right now, as it stands, but we don't see a substantial threat, but we will continue to monitor things there. But I'd say at this point, Howard probably will get hit with thunderstorms. Madison, we are going to be seeing thunderstorms for Madison. There's a thunderstorm that is going to be moving into the Madison area here within the next few minutes. So heads up there. And eventually this line will continue to move eastward out here from James River Valley. We'll move towards the Madison area. Hurley is down here. So again, for the Sioux Falls area, we are looking at that midnight to 1 a.m. time frame. And as things stand right now, we are not, we haven't seen anything yet. We're not in the clear though. Again, we're in the tornado watch until 3 a.m. So we're not in the clear at this point there. And Wessington, South Dakota. You guys are in the clear. Looks like this is moving past Wessington this time. So you guys are in the clear. Yep, Wessington's in the clear. Let's see. Going back up to the Huron area. It looks like there's some signs of rotation. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look here. And I don't see anything. Go back to the Sioux Falls radar. I'm not really seeing anything there for Huron, so it looks like we're not seeing anything tornadic at this time. Let's see. For Aberdeen, again, we are seeing that severe thunderstorm moving through Aberdeen right now. We are seeing a very strong line of severe thunderstorms pushing through the Aberdeen area currently right now. And so you're experiencing heavy rainfall, lots of lightning, thunderstorm activity, potentially even some small hail. If we look at our hail product, we could see some small hail here, but the main threat is going to be that strong wind threat for the Aberdeen area. Yeah, again, that main threat there is going to be the strong wind threat. Hayti. Hayti, we're under a severe thunderstorm watch until 4 a.m., so we are not in the clear. We are going to be seeing this line that will eventually be moving through Hayti here, this one right here. So be ready within the next hour to 2 hours. Jasper, Minnesota, we are not in the clear. We do have a tornado watch until 3 a.m. for Jasper, Minnesota. So we're not in the clear at this point. Again, that'd be around that 1 a.m. time frame for that area. Let's see here. Leola. You guys, for the most part, it looks like the worst part of the storm has moved past you guys, but remain in your safe spot for now for a few more minutes. You're still under a severe thunderstorm warning. Looks like there's still some lightning and thunderstorm activity around you guys. But I think what we're going to do here for now, guys, I think we're going to jump off here. We haven't seen this event that was forecasted has not been as strong, as intense as forecasted. We haven't seen anything tornadic. We haven't seen any tornado warnings or anything. We, at this time, again, the main concern is the tornado threat, but it has not been there. We haven't really seen much there of a tornado threat. We are continuing to see severe thunderstorm warnings in place here in eastern South Dakota from the North Dakota border down to the Nebraska border. I know a lot of people are wondering about their areas, their prospective areas, and what we're seeing. Flandreau, we're in a tornado watch until 3 a.m., so we're not in the clear. We need to be paying attention to the weather, having a way to receive warnings. Look, hopefully you guys have access to a weather radar on your phone. Brookings, we're not in the clear either. We have a tornado watch until 3 a.m. So we are expecting to see this line eventually moving through the Brookings area, probably around that 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. time frame. Laverne and Hall, same thing. We're under a tornado watch until 3 a.m., so we are not in the clear. And we're going to be seeing these thunderstorms and severe weather that could potentially be moving through these areas. It doesn't mean it's for sure going to happen, but If you're under a tornado watch, you need to be weather aware, and that means you're not in the clear until you're out of the watch box. Same thing with Yankton. We're in a tornado watch there as well until 3 a.m. So thunderstorms will continue. All right. Let's see here. I think we're going to be jumping back on here, but for now, I think we are going to jump off for the time being. If conditions do warrant, if things get worse, we will jump back on. I'll jump back on here, and we'll bring you guys the latest. But for now, things aren't as intense as what we thought, which is good. That's a great thing, and hopefully that continues. But again, we're looking at 60-mile-per-hour winds. The hail threat, here's what's going on. So the hail threat's gone down. The tornado threat has gone down. We haven't seen any tornadic activity. What we're looking at is 60-mile-per-hour winds from eastern South Dakota here, from the North Dakota border down through Aberdeen, through Huron, through Mitchell, down to the Nebraska side of the border. And so these severe thunderstorm warnings remain in place for winds, strictly for 60-mile-per-hour winds. So if you have any loose, unsecured lawn furniture or any loose outdoor objects, bring them in. Make sure they're secure, because we are going to be seeing that, those strong winds. So be ready for that. But otherwise, for the time being, the threat has sort of gone down a little bit. So what we're going to do here, we're going to jump off for now. If anything gets worse, we will pop back on and bring you guys the latest. But for everyone here at T Storm Chasers, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys so much for the support. And if you enjoyed, share this to as many people as you can. And also let us know your thoughts. Drop a comment down below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed as well. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and ring those notification bells so you don't miss any of our future live streams or videos. So for the time being, again, we are going to jump off here for the time being. But again, if things get worse, we will be jumping back on, bringing you guys the latest. So for Josh here behind me, for everyone here at TSC, my name is Riley. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe out there tonight. And again, have a way to receive warnings out there.